do, folks? How you doing? Just a quick one. Hey, I was fielding emails as usual earlier. I'm getting an awful lot, similar sort of things, and I keep saying, like, every man and his dog is either now having issues or is going to have issues. It's the agenda, it's pushing towards that. Everybody is going to have issues. It's the only way you can have nothing and be happy. They have to get it all off you first. So unfortunately, as I do also keep saying, I cannot just take everybody's case on. It's impossible, and everybody's just asking me always, because that's the ultimate. It's fantastic, you get somebody else to do it for you, you don't have to learn anything. But the reality is, you do really have to learn something, and hopefully bloody quick. Now there is something brewing in the background. There is a repository of remedy coming to an internet near you soon, and it is a fabulous place with the sounds of it, and it's coming real soon. So folks need to just remember that when they're trying to throw these humongous emails at me, followed up by humongous emails, followed up by another humongous email. At this time, that's what I ain't got time for. And I'm sorry, but I'm juggling so much. But anyway, a lot of folks are worried about things that are happening, and things that are pending right now. So this is why they must speak to me now, and they must get it dealt with now, because it's there. So obviously, yes, you don't want to acquiesce to anything, but as I say, there's a lot going on, and I can only do what I can do. I'm one man. So when we've got this up and running, I won't be one man, and we will have set processes and all sorts going on. But that's that. We need to know right at the start, if something has actually happened to you, if a court has got a judgment on you, it's not the end of the world. There's such thing as void order, and a void order is pretty simple. And also there's setting aside, something else to learn. But a void order is dead simple, and you could require a void order on anything that's been done in the past on you. And the way I would do it, back to the data subject access request, ching ching, and that process, in all honesty, because it just fits every process, every aspect. You put a notice together requiring them to either void the order or answer the following questions. I would start it off with, it is my full belief, my firm belief, that this case stated blah blah blah, which a judgment was served on such and such a date at such and such a court, blah blah blah, was brought into court without due process of law. Due process was not followed throughout the entire case and judgment, and on these grounds I would require either, under data subject access request, blah 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 blah, all your questions answered, or an immediate void order and a written confirmation that the order has been voided within 14, 28, whatever you want to give them. So all this panic, oh shit, look what's going on, they're going to get this and then they're going to do that. The chances are they're going to put it onto a debt collector anyway, and the debt collector's a piece of piss. So don't sweat the little stuff. Yes, it is tyrannous, and yes, they are ploughing straight ahead with a lot of things, but it's for you to deal with your knowledge. So after the fact, when if they've gone ahead with something, you apply to that with the void order, with the data subject access request, and follow the process on the data subject access request. You can put in the bottom if no response is received within the 14 or 28 days or the time allocated, it shall be assumed that this is your confession of guilt, etc, etc, that it is fully accepted at law and with all parties concerned that due process of law was not followed in this instance. So something like that. And just remember, I'm not dictating, I'm just blah blahing. That'd just be forming a part of what I would write, but it's down to you. But that just gives you a basic idea that nothing is the end of the world, a judgment isn't over, and you don't have to go for their appeals. Because if you can evidence that due process of law hasn't been followed, then you can evidence that the whole fucking thing is bullshit. Ab initio, null and void. From the beginning, null and void. Unlawful orders. And that then brings your claim. If they don't respond to it, fantastic, that's acquiescence, we're like that, remember? They ignored it, good! So what do? Next stage, affidavit of truth, claim. Cha-ching ching. Job done. And the next stage for those that need it repeating over and over and over again, because some do, unfortunately, is your opportunity to cure and your default after your notice, then an affidavit of truth, and then put it in for judgment. And it seems bizarre, there's actually quite a few, it's quite a high number that get in touch and say, I've done Robert's book. Why that comes to Craig, I don't know, but I've done Robert's book and I've sent off the notice, what do I do next? Well, the book tells you. And if you've listened to me, right, I was listening to you on YouTube and I've sent off a notice, now an opportunity to cure, what do I do next? Well, I told you all the time, default. So it's notice, opportunity to cure, default, affidavit of truth. Simple as that. You put that into a county court with an affidavit, and either your N1 or your N208, depending on what you're doing. Research, look at the difference, see what you can come up with. Due diligence, folks. So that's what I would advise to those that are really panicking about shit that's just bounded ahead anyway, because all this, it's 1 minute past 12, can you help me please? It don't work, you can't come and say, I've waited till today and it's tomorrow and I need this fixing. You can't do that, I haven't got the time or the ability to take on that sort of pressure of one-day fixers. If you start doing it, the amount of people I've got asking for that sort of shit, if you start doing it, it's impossible to get out of, because your mindset's now I do that, so if you do that you can't stop it, and at the end of the day it just causes you too much hassle, because everybody's last minute emergency, and that's how I've lived my life. Once people believe it's last minute emergency, let's get in touch with him, or believe they can do that, that's the only thing that happens. And for the past few years, that's literally what's been going on in my life. This is now, it's tomorrow or day after or next week, and nobody gives a shit right at the beginning when they should. So if you've got a first time letter, start thinking, now what do I do? Put them on notice, send an opportunity to cure, send a default, send an affidavit of truth, get them in court, you're there before they are. That's, you are there before they are. Your process can be done much quicker than their process. So on the first dropping of that letter, open it, read it, serve a notice. Serve an opportunity to cure 14 days later. Serve a default notice 7 days later. Serve an affidavit of truth after that, maybe 3 days later. Put that immediately into a court. Whether, like I say, whether it's N1 or N208, your choice, whether it's county or a crown, you make your decision whether you're going for a default judgment only, and in that case it would be an N208, or if you're going for your fee schedule it would be an N1. Make your own decisions. What do you want? Do you want these off your back, or do you want to earn some money out of them? Your choices again. Do you want to get the whole scenario over with for your future, so you don't have to bother again? That's a little bit more important than making a book, isn't it? So you all choose what you want to do, and yeah, take heed of some snippets of information, or at least directions for your research, because you don't need somebody to tell you every step of the way, because all that is templating. You need somebody to tell you what you're looking for, and then you go and look for it, and then understand it and get it in there, and now know how it works and what works, why it works. Look at GDPR. I mean, all of your DSARs should be under Data Subject Access Request and GDPR, and also you can put in there the 2000, oh bloody hell, hang on a second, gone straight out my head. brain fart. You're gonna wait now because it's Freedom of Information Act 2000. You can also put that in and use them, and you can list data subject access request, GDPR, or data subject access 2018, GDPR 2018, and Freedom of Information request or Freedom of Information Act 2000. Always put on the end of there that you stand under, or that I shall assume that you stand under. Don't ever make it look like you stand under it. If you're trying to tell them that you're a man and acts and statutes don't apply to you, you're telling them that the acts and statutes apply to them, not you. You're holding them to what they stand under, not what you stand under. And be very clear about that, because if you're not clear about that, what you're doing is mixing the jurisdictions. Now you're muddying the waters and you lose, and that's a fact. So this is where you do have the ability to fuck things up. If you mix the jurisdictions, you even allude to the fact that that's your law, and you're trying to say to them that you're a man and you don't stand under that shit. You've got to be very careful. But some of this stuff that we're talking about at the minute can actually be used in either realm. So it comes down to basically, if you've got your status sorted, if you want to have your status sorted, some people might not want to care going down that road. Some of these remedies that are coming out in the very, very near future will work just as well in the legal realm as the lawful, and just as well for persons as they will for men and women. So really, bottom line is, who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you want to know who you are? Or do you just wish to get away without paying council tax? If so, watch your space. What can I say? Just don't bother me with shit like this at the minute, because things there's lots of things going on in the background, as you can all imagine. Lots of real cool and exciting stuff, and things are coming. I think most folks realise something really important's coming. We're going to see some jealousy around, I'm absolutely sure, but I'm already starting to see a little bit, but who cares? What the hell, we're us and we do what we do. Let everybody else do what they do. We don't piss you about, we don't spin you in circles, and we certainly don't blow smoke up your ass. So take it or leave it. Remedy afoot. So hey folks, look after yourselves. It's another quick one. I don't know what's happening, I must be driving quicker. So look after yourselves, and we'll catch you all real soon. But main thing, stay vigilant and just ensure that you do your own due diligence always. Lots of folks telling you lots of things. It's really tricky to know who's full of shit and who's saying it how it is, but that bit is all down to your due diligence. It's not for anybody else to tell you. I get asked all the time, who's the shills and who isn't, and it's not for me to even say that. I'll tell anybody, if you name somebody and they're a shill, I'll tell you what I think. But in actual fact, what I find most of all when that's happening is it's usually somebody who don't really believe they're a shill, but really what they're doing is trying to get you to say something bad about somebody so they can go back to the shill to have a little fucking shill war going on with somebody. So there's no real point in just asking lists of people, because the fact is, if you're following people and those have got what looks like proper, almost corporate things going on with hundreds of thousands of viewers and the entire supposed truth movement following them, the chances are they're fucking shills. And it is what it is, like it or not. 90% of them are out there. If they're singing the right tune, the chances are they're shills. If they're getting you irate and getting you really pissed off about things, they're definitely shills. If they're falling for every bit of bollocks with from the idiot I can't breathe with the knee on the neck shit, right down to the latest load of bollocks with the Corbyn's mate pulling stickers off shit, and all of the things that are going on at the minute to make you hate the police. And oh, the police, there's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, there's a ex-Freemasonic fucking policeman who's now making videos showing you in a police station that he's going to do this. Well, I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't even need to look at that shit. I saw it, say, yeah, it sounds good, it's supposed to sound good. You can all make your own minds up, but you know, when you find out all these people you're following, when you look into it, they've all got some connection somewhere with something. There's always some connection with Freemasonry. Oh, it's an ex-singer, it's an ex-actor, it's a fucking somebody from the TV, it's this, it's that other fucking ex-politician. There's always fucking an ex-something. Come on, sort your shit out. It's all bullshit. Theatre for your minds, get you riled up. They are dismantling this system. They are taking down the Stockholm Syndrome that fucking enamors everybody to this fucking system. They have to do that by making you all hate it and think that there is a fucking saviour coming to save your bloody ass. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. It's all theatre for your minds. They don't need to care about that shit that they're putting out there. All they need to care about is your reaction, and they're creating that. So be careful of all these shills and shill wannabes that are putting themselves out there, perpetuating all this shit and jumping on literally everyone to pump it into you to get you fucking riled up. Literally everything that's supposed to get you riled up is doing its job. Wakey wakey. That's the way it works. That's what they're up to. Get ahead of the game and stop falling for these fucking next Kate Shinranis. It don't matter who they are, you're going to have one saviour after another presented to you. If you're going to keep falling for them, you're going to end up getting that fucking jab in your arm, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Right up to the end. Oh, we tried, we fought it till the end. No, you fucking didn't. You sang everybody's fucking tune. So anyway, folks, bit of a rant after all. So have a good one. On that kind note, avoid the shills, watch out for the bollocks, and don't believe a damn fucking thing you hear. That's all I can say. And that way you might have half a chance. Oh, and just keep your ear to the ground, something may be coming. Ta-da.